What's up, everybody? Happy Resurrection Day. Um, I hope you guys are doing well today. Had something on my mind that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and I felt like today was just truly the day to speak on it, just based on some things going on right now. Basically, what's on my brain right now is like I feel like a lot of people don't know the game. They don't know. They haven't been put onto the game that's going on. There's a lot of different games you could say, so to speak. Um, but the game I'm specifically speaking about is um, the game of when you're in the church game, the the things that we do, the things that we compromise and allow to slide, allow to be spoken, the things we allow to, the actions we allow to be taken for the sake of other good things to come about. But Paul says in Romans, um, should we do evil that good may abound? God forbid. Like, of course not. Like, why would we ever do that? You get what I'm saying? Like, why would I go and do one evil thing? Why would I sell drugs just so I can have money to give to the poor? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not how God works. God doesn't work through a spirit of corruption or confusion. He gives us very straightforward practices and direction when we live. We live through Yeshua. We live through truth, his truth, his grace, the way he lived. Yeshua wanted to sell drugs, so why would we be out here trying to do stuff that makes no sense? And that's a very extreme meta, analogy, but it's the point. The point is simply this: is that in the church game right now, and I'm calling it a game very specifically. When I was in the church, I would see things, people that didn't care for real, about God's heart. They would be doing things to put on shows at the church, put on events. They would get on stage and have this whole, great ensemble to show the people who come there and, happy Easter, happy Christmas, happy whatever, you know what I mean? But so ugly behind the stage, so ugly when it comes to getting things together. The heart of it is business minded. You get what I'm saying? It's very like, what's the best thing for the brand, the business of this church, not for Yeshua's heart, not for, Jesus's heart. Um, what's the best thing that's going to help our image? You get what I'm saying? And so I saw a lot of this when I first got saved, when I first came back to God and was like, all right, God, my life is yours. Whatever you want to do with it. And I was just ignorant, you know what I mean? Very naive, like a lot of you are, especially, I'm talking to you, especially you people who just got saved recently. Please hear my heart. Not in my heart. The heart's deceitfully wicked, as it says in Scripture. Hear my wisdom. Hear the wisdom of God speaking through me, as I've learned, you know what I mean, through my years. When I first got back into church, I thought everything was just going to be like, oh, everyone's so loving here. Everyone's going to always do the right thing. Or if they don't do the right thing, they'll at least be striving to do the right thing. And if they see something off, they'll be willing to stop, have a conversation, get it corrected, you know what I mean? Because we're all striving towards, for the glory of God, all striving for righteousness, all striving to, live and be sanctified, and all these big terms or whatever we use, you know what I mean? We just want to live holy for God. We want to be his people and do things a different way. But as I see, I'm going to get into specifics what I'm talking about right now. What I'm seeing right now is that there's a big game going on. I'll give you one example right now. Something specifically I'm talking about is The Chosen. There's this show right now called The Chosen that's out. People love it. I loved it. When I first came out, I was like, oh, this show is awesome. Excuse me, it's showing Jesus in a real human point of view. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's showing his human side where, he may have had humor, or he may have had certain thoughts or feelings about certain things. You get what I'm saying? Even in his godhood, he would still live a certain way because he's human. And his disciples, of course, like Peter, they make him very brash and just popping off at anything. And you have, Matthew, he's very quiet to himself, very analytical. And I thought it was cool at first. Once again, ignorant. I'm 11 years in, 12 years in at this point, being a Christian, still ignorant in certain ways because of this game. This is what I'm trying to show y'all. I'm trying to put y'all on game today. Real game. real wisdom, real knowledge today. That with these, you have to see. I'm trying to tell you, this show on the outside looks good. It's trying to show people who Jesus is and bring you closer to his heart of you being his disciple. But if you just look at the surface level and don't see that what's going on behind the curtain, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss a lot of things in life. And so you have to see, for every movie you watch, every book you read, that's not the Bible, there's an agenda. There's someone writing it. There's a script. There's someone that's pinning these thoughts. They want you to have a certain emotion, but also with that emotion or that thought they're having, that they want you to have, they have maybe someone that's funding them. They have a certain brand that they're building, certain things that they're doing. You following me? And so if we have someone that's a fitness trainer that's making a fitness book, and they are sponsored by, I don't know, they're sponsored by some kind of water company and maybe like a fitness band, like, company and whatever. Naturally in their book, they might just throw little things like, I drink tons of water each day, and water's good. But of course, they're gonna say like, I only drink Fiji water. Fiji's the best, in my opinion. I'm not sponsored by Fiji, but I just love Fiji water. Or they may throw little things, or I use certain medicine balls, and the best one I found is on Amazon called X, such and such brand. But you can buy any ball you want. They put that little seed in your mind already. And so you're thinking this person's a professional, they're an expert in their field of what they do. So I might go buy that medicine ball. I might go buy that specific water. You get what I'm saying? And so what I'm trying to show y'all is this game that goes in the church. And so with the chosen, they have these extra thoughts that are being infused into everything that they're doing. These extra thoughts, like, as I was watching the show, I noticed that women are being elevated in the show. And I have no problem with women being elevated. That's not my beef at all. Like, I'm not trying to. The point is that once it went from of course women were pivotal to Jesus' ministry. If you read Luke, it says they paid for his ministry. You get what I'm saying? Like, they were pivotal. They followed him everywhere. They were always with his disciples, even though the scriptures talks about the 12. They were with him. There was a bunch of other disciples, always following Jesus as well. But the thing that this show starts to do in little ways is throw little things that definitely aren't in scripture and try to infuse it like this was the thing. This is a thing and the thing that they were doing. You get what I'm saying? There's one specific part when Jesus is getting his clothing for whatever speech or sermon he's about to do. And they're asking only the women, which clothes should I wear? You should wear purple, you should wear blue, you should wear this. And he's asking his mom and this Thomas's like wife or girlfriend, whatever. And they're all, always in on all these thoughts. You get what I'm saying? And Mary Magdalene is always infused in the main brand, like the main thinking about what they're gonna do. She's almost like elevating to the status of like the 12 disciples as far as the decision making. Like, she's the one that in one episode she gets the people to get on the roof and take off the roof so that the paralytic can be dropped through the roof. Like, it was the woman's idea. It was Mary Magdalene. They this slight infusing of this thoughts they want you to have. You get what I'm saying? And this is where I'm starting to go. I'm trying to show y'all is that there's this game being played that if you don't pull the curtain back and see what's going on, who's writing this and what their thoughts are really, you're going to miss it. And that's small. What I'm talking about with that whole little thing, like, that's small. The bigger parts is that the creator of the show, Dallas Jenkins, he's somebody that his dad wrote the Left Behind series. You can go check that series out if you want to find out more about that. But already he's gonna have a type of mind that's very it's gonna make up stuff. It's just gonna make up stuff for the sake of trying to get your attention. It's gonna I'm not saying he's not biblical at all. Like, he's going to throw biblical things in there, but he's going to have his own opinion. And it's supposed to sell a lot of books. It's supposed to sell a lot and be able to graft everybody into this one conversation. He doesn't want to exclude people. And this is where the biggest deception of all comes, is that the gospel is very divisive. Jesus said, I didn't come to bring peace on the earth. I came to bring a sword. He says that in Matthew. He says that in Luke. So why are we always trying to give Jesus a sword of peace? Why are we always trying to make him who he said he wasn't? You get what I'm saying? And so not my man, but Dallas Jenkins, he's over here joining with the Mormons to create the whole platform, the Angel Vid Angel, whatever it's called, where you see The Chosen for free. He's partnered with Mormons. They're filming at a Mormon whole production area. When you see them in Jerusalem and stuff like that, they're filming in a Mormon setup that costs millions of dollars. Their executive producers on the team are Mormons. You get what I'm saying? And so, to know what you're watching someone that's partnered with Mormons, that's saying, he's literally going on interviews, and this is where the game goes deeper. He's going to your favorite, whether it's podcasters, your favorite TV shows, like people that host stuff, and he's going on YouTube and going to their platforms and speaking about his show and making it seem like there's a connection already, someone that you agree with, that you trust. They're giving him a platform. And so if you don't see what your favorite podcasters on already, if you can't read between the lines of what they're doing, you're going to get played by what he's doing and what others are doing. This man's on here partnering with Mormons. He's saying that we believe, as evangelical Christians who believe in Yeshua the Christ, that we believe in the same Jesus, same Yeshua, as Mormons who believe that Mormons believe that Yeshua was the brother of Lucifer. Like, are you serious? They believe that Yah, the Most High God the Father, was once a man who became exalted after working years of sanctification out on earth and doing what he had to do. He became a god and then got his own planet, had spirit babies, that you're now a spirit baby that was sent down to earth and you don't remember it. And if you go through the exaltation process, you'll have your own God and have multiple wives and get to populate your own planet, just like the Most High God did. The Father, you'll be a father. That's what they believe. This is not no fluff. This is not no makeup. Don't let them fool you. You go research it yourself. Joseph Smith was a known black magic practitioner. He's in the occult. He was a Freemason. That's why when people become full-fledged Mormons, they have to do secret handshakes. They have to do certain, occult things so that when they get to the heavenly gates on whatever planet they have it called, they'll do their secret handshake to the priest or whoever's at the door, and they'll let them in. So you're telling me that you need to know the secrets that's not in the Bible, right? Not even in the Book of Mormon, but you need to know the secrets only if you pass all the tests so you can get into heaven. That's what they don't tell you when they knock on your door. They don't tell you none of that junk. But this is who Dallas Jenkins is partnered with. You're a Christian brother, right? The one that you believe in, the one that's, talking to this person and that person. He went on Ruslan, the Christian rapper Ruslan show. He went on this person's show and that person's show. There's a bunch of shows he went on. He went on I forgot that lady's name, Melissa Dogtree or whatever. I can't pronounce her last name. I don't remember, but she came out of the occult, the New Age. She knows about Mormonism. She was pressing him about these questions about Mormonism, but she was throwing softball questions at him. And when the fire got too tough, she would draw it back. She didn't want him to be hurt. You get what I'm saying? Like that, his reputation. Let me get to the point, though. Let me get to the bigger picture. Is that church is a game. I'm not saying the Bible's a game. I'm not saying the true church of God. That's not a game. But most of the people that are running the church, like the Pharisees, the modern day Pharisees, they're playing a game with us. They're playing a game with you. And if you're not careful, if you're watching T.D. Jakes, if you're watching Joel Osteen, you're watching Benny Hinn, Joyce Myers, women should not be pastors, period. But if you're watching Joyce Myers and these other people and you're listening to them spew about how your life's supposed to be blessed, you're always supposed to be good. Yeshua said, pick up your cross. He said, live for me, and that if you're going to follow me, you must die to yourself. If whoever will want to save his life will lose his life, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. He will save it. So why are you trying to listen to these people that are only speaking about blessings, who are only speaking about how to have your best life now? That is not what the gospel is. That is not what Yeshua preached. That is not what none of the prophets, Jeremiah, that is not what Daniel or anyone else preached. It was always a message of there's going to be war. There's going to be division. There's going to be people that die. There's going to be people that live. There's going to be people that change their heart, that come like Rahab. There's going to be people that turn their heart like Judas. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to get y'all to see that in your church, most likely in your church, listen to what your pastor is talking about. Listen to what they're speaking on. If you listen to this foolish man, Stephen Furtick, he's supposed to be a pastor. His son's over here talking about blowing a blicky, you know what I mean, a gun, shooting a blicky in his rap video, doing all this other crazy stuff, you know what I mean, talking about cocaine and whatever other stuff he's talking about in his raps, you know what I mean, and he's not correcting his son. He's funding this movement of his son to do that stuff. You get what I'm saying? And he's on stage talking about he's comparing Lil Nas X, a known gay agenda rapper, you get what I'm saying, hopping on stripper poles in hell and do whatever he's doing, the blood shoes, the Satan blood shoes, all he's been doing, trying to get young boys to think like that with that nonsense. And he's comparing him to Jesus, that he's different. Jesus was different. Lil Nas X is different. He said, oh, what pastor do you know that would compare Lil Nas X to Jesus? Ha ha ha. Like, it's funny. But this is who you listen to. This is who y'all be. And I'm not even mad at you. This is what I want you to understand. I was in these churches. I was in these places, listening to these sermons week after week after week, taking out the meat from it and trying to separate the rest. Just being like, oh, I guess it's, I don't agree with that part, but it's all right. You know what I mean? It's all right. It's all right that they have a Christmas tree in the middle of their church. It's all right. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's all right that they're always doing this or that. And then I finally got to the point where, no, it's not all right. It's not all right that these people are infusing paganism into what we believe. They're infusing these worldly business structures. You get what I'm saying? The modern mega church. They're infusing that into our church. They're telling you, this is going a little bit deeper, but telling you have to tithe. You'll be blessed if you sow a seed. Sow a seed of $300 and all your bills are going to be paid. If you sow this one seed, that you have to tithe, you're 10%. When that whole system was part of the old covenant, when that whole system was based on food, bringing the food and animal sacrifices to the temple, that whole system was totally different. Everything was going to build up the temple and that old covenant system. But yet you're still tithing 10%. Now, Paul said, be generous. God loves a cheerful giver. So yeah, by all means, the church you're going to, you should be sowing into them. You should be giving money, but don't be played. Don't get out of this game. They're playing a game with you. You get what I'm saying? You're paying 10% of everything you get, trying to be a good little Christian, trying to be good. But that's not even true faith. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. Let me take a step back. It's faith for you where you're at right now. You get what I'm saying? It's faith for where you're at. When you're ignorant and don't know better, that is faith. And God will honor that. You get what I'm saying? But once you know better, he said, my people die for a lack of knowledge. It says that in Hosea. So once you know better, you got to do better. If you know you can make 10 times the amount of money and you're still working at McDonald's when they already offered you a job down the street with better hours, better days off, more money, and it's an easier job, but you're still working at McDonald's, you got to level up. You got to get in your mental. Unless you're doing ministry, I know what that's like. I worked at Domino's. I know what that's like to work a job and be humble and be faithful because you're witnessing to people. You're doing, God's work at that job. By all means, keep going. You know what I'm saying? I have no knock on people that work fast food. That is not the point. But the point is, they're meant to be stepping stones. They're meant to go from this thing to the next thing, to the next thing. You get what I'm saying? Like you're climbing. Like Paul says, why are you still drinking milk? You should be eating meat by now. Why are you still in these same words about, you're going to overcome that test. You're going to overcome, God's going to give you, more blessings once you overcome. Like, why are you only on this one message? There's 1,000 other messages out there. Why are you not out here winning souls for Christ? Why are you not, you know what I mean, pouring into your family, pouring into your son, your daughter, with the words that you're learning? Why are you still doing the same life that you've been doing, but yet you're a Christian now? It's time to level up. It's time to start playing these Christian games that they have us playing in church. Like, there's so much, man. Like, I remember when I was I was working with the specific church or whatever. They probably know who they are. So if they hear this message, it is what it is. But I was working at this specific church, and they wanted to do whatever for their Christmas service. You know what I mean? And they were just, some of them, just, you could just tell. I would just be asking them questions like, are you excited about the worship on stage? Are you excited, to praise God and to lead worship? And they just be like, oh yeah, it's just another service, whatever, blah blah blah. And then they get on there like, oh, but then they get off and just be mean as heck, man. Just be mean and rude, have no love in their heart. And you're just like, as a new Christian, or maybe even a Christian that's been long suffering and just going, you know what I mean, and truly have the love of the Father in your heart. You're like, what is this? This is so weird. Like, didn't I leave the world to do something different? Didn't I leave the world to have love in my heart for my brother and my sister? Didn't I want to encourage people? Why are people acting so ugly and jealous and yelling at people in practice? Like, what is going on? You get what I'm saying? Like, what is this? There was a situation where I was there. I wanted to do a coat drive at the same church. I wanted to do a coat drive. And they had a thing they were doing. It was Love Like Jesus. It was like the season of Love Like Jesus. They gave everyone an envelope, and they were supposed to stick something in the envelope, whether a gift card, usually a gift card or some money or whatever it was, and pass it to somebody in need. It's cool. No problem with that. That was tight. You know what I mean? But then during that same season, I said, hey, I want to do a coat drive. It was cold. It was like the winter time. And they was like, no, I don't know if we could do that. It'll take away from our Love Like Jesus season. It'll interfere with our Love Like Jesus season. Like, what? It's going to interfere with your Love Like Jesus season if we do a coat drive? But there are real believers in every single church. This is why this is not a knock. This is not a condemnation of people in those churches, because I know there's some believers in every single Stephen Furtick church. I know there's some real believers there. This is not a knock to those people. I'm talking about the hierarchy. I'm talking about the pastors themselves. But there was people that came up with like, you know what? Even though you can't do the coat drive, we're still gather some coats for you. We know tons of people that have some leftover coats and socks and clothes. They blessed me with boxes worth of that stuff. You know what I mean? And but that really just showed me like, okay, like this is what church is about. It's a game. It's marketing. It's really it's putting your best face, you know what I mean? Little snapshot of yourself, the best selfie of yourself up, but it's not really nothing serious. You get what I'm saying? It's not the words of God. It's not the heart of God. And so really, I don't want this message to be too long. It is what it is. You can turn it off if you don't agree, whatever. But it's just sad, bro. Like, it's sad that The Chosen has steeped to, following C.S. Lewis. That's a whole nother can of worms. When I was in Bible college, we had to do a course on C.S. Lewis, who is a known occultist. This man loved the occult. He put it in all his books. If you read the Chronicles of Narnia, this girl Lucy goes into this far realm of exotic animals, like half animal, half human type stuff, just like. They're doing a bunch of witchcraft in there. They're chanting things that witches chant. The whole thing's occultic. Like, this man, said like what Jesus said about these things will happen in my generation. Or I forgot what the exact words were, but he quoted something that Jesus said, and he said that Jesus shows his ignorance. In the comment, he said that basically he was going to come back before all these things took place. But yet, The Chosen, going back to this, they're following his footsteps. They make this campaign. They deface their own billboards of The Chosen and put The Chosen is boring, put a website up for people to go to, where they'll see this fake devil, this little video that was made, and that they're trying to fake knock the chosen so that they can actually hype it up and build it up. And then at the end, they were glorifying Satan in a sarcastic way. But even though it was sarcastic, it was like, why do you need to go through all that effort? Why do you need to go through all that using evil so that good may abound? Like, it was just something wrong. It didn't sit right in my spirit at the end of that message when they said, basically gave him praise. You get what I'm saying? Even though it was satire, when they gave him praise, like, that's so wrong, man. That's so foul in so many ways. Like, for them to have to lie to get more viewers and be like, oh, we actually defaced our own stuff. Like, it's marketing, bro. That's all it is. It's a business. It's a game. Their main actor is a Catholic. He's leading people to do rosaries. They're over here meeting with the Pope, who's the Antichrist. Like, this man's, I'll say it flat out, the Pope, the Catholic system, that's the Antichrist system. Once again, there's Catholics that don't know that. There's plenty of Catholics who are just going to mass, who are trying to worship God, who for real love God. They don't know, they don't understand the hierarchy. This is just what they've been taught. They're moving in ignorance. I'm not mad at those people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these priests, these people that study the scriptures, who go to seminary, who go to, college and study in their own right and are supposed to be scholars of the word, but yet they're calling priest father. God said, don't call any man on earth father. Acts 4 tells you there's only one name under heaven that men must call on to be saved, but yet they're calling on Mary. They're praying to the saints. In Revelations, it tells you that the angel that's talking to John tries to worship him. He says, get up. What are you doing? Get on your feet. Why are you worshiping me? I'm just a messenger. Don't worship me. Worship God. Don't worship these saints. Don't worship people, Mary, whoever it is. Worship Yeshua, the Lamb of God and the Father. Why are you worshiping people? But once again, that's going beyond the discussion. That's just extracurricular for people that don't understand that. Maybe in that, or maybe you have Catholic friends. I'm talking about the Pope himself with his LGBTQ agenda, with his climate change agenda, with let's make the whole world the whole world is a small village. And he's trying to get on board with all these religious leaders saying we're all together. No, we're not all together. We're not. It's just the way it is. Like, I don't have no problems with no Muslims. Like, I love my Muslim friends. But at the end of the day, our religion is not the same. Y'all said my scriptures are corrupted. We can draw the line right there. We can go no further. You know what I mean? Your own prophet said that for you to believe in the scriptures, the people of the book, you know what I mean? He told you to believe in the gospels of Jesus. He told you to believe in the Tanakh. But yet, y'all believe the scriptures are corrupted, not because of what Muhammad said, but because of what people after Muhammad said. Y'all don't even believe your own book, and your own book is corrupted. But that's beyond. And if y'all feel like I'm taking shots, I am. It just is what it is. Like, I'm not mad at nobody. In these movements that are ignorant, the people that aren't ignorant. This is to you. This is to you. This is directed to Dallas Jenkins. This is directed to T.G. Jakes. This is directed to any of those people who are compromising willingly. You know what I mean? And this goes beyond this. This is Christian rappers. I've been doing Christian rap for 10 years now. And if you look at any of my CDs, when I started, I would just rap with my friends that, who weren't Christians. I was like, whatever. I didn't understand. I was naive. You know what I mean? And then once I tightened up a little bit, I was like, all right, I want this to be holy, sanctified music. I want people that are for the movement. You wouldn't get, if you're a gangster rapper, you wouldn't get someone that's not a gangster to be talking about, dope dealing and stuff like some people do for money. But, that's not the point. You would get someone in your same lifestyle. I'm getting people who focused on the mission. But yet, when I finally started to be like, let me branch out, let me start to reach out to other artists, you know what I mean? I start seeing there's so many people compromising. I don't know if they're doing it willingly, but they're endorsing this person, endorsing that person, people that are into some weirdo stuff. I'm just like, what is going on, bro? Like, it's like no one cares about the gospel. No one cares. It's like there's a there. This is probably the last thing I'll say. If you ever take any psychology classes or go into you can go on YouTube and look at these things where it's like follow what everyone else is doing. They call it the herd effect, or there's different names for it. But basically, they did this one thing where there was like this person sitting in this chair, and there's like 9 actors, and one of them is not a actor. They're a real person, and there's smoke coming from behind this door, and the smoke starts getting thicker and thicker. It's a smoke machine, but the person doesn't know this, and so the person's like kind of looking around like, should we get up? They're not saying nothing, but they're looking at everyone else like, should we get up? And no one's moving. They're sitting there reading their phones. Someone's reading the paper, and they just keep sitting there like, well, I guess they're not tripping, so I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna wait for them to move. That smoke keep pouring out. That smoke keep pouring. If that's a fire, someone's dying. You on the 17th floor, you think you getting out? Like, they just chilling. Finally, they did it. This same experiment. They had like, I don't know, it was like 15 people, however many people that they had come and do this experiment. There was only like 2 people of like the 15 or 30. I don't remember how many people that did this. It was like 2 or 3 people that actually got up and was like, "Hey, do y'all see the fire? There's a fire. Like, you see the smoke?" And was trying to get the other people to come. And once they wouldn't come, they just went downstairs. They evacuated. They went down the stairs or the elevator. But the other, I think it was like 30 people. The other like 27 people just sat there. Some of them fidgeted more. Some of them looked around more. They knew something was wrong, but they didn't say nothing. And in Ezekiel, it says that we are the watchmen. We are the people on the watchtowers. We're looking out for our brothers, our sisters, saying, there's a problem. There's someone coming. The enemy's coming. Or the enemy's here. Y'all gear up. Y'all gear up. We got a battle to fight. We gotta take down this attack that's coming, or we gotta dip. You know what I mean? One of the two. But if the watchman, who's supposed to be over stuff, ain't saying nothing, and there's other people seeing the stuff that's going on, ain't saying nothing, and we're just sitting here like, well, I guess, our pastor is cool with it. Our deacon's cool with it. Our bishop's cool with it. Our priest is cool with it. I've known my priest since, I was a young boy. I've known my pastor since I was a young child. They're not saying nothing. It must be good. You know what I mean? They're the ones that taught me the Bible. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's time to wake up. And this is not just about this specific topic right now is about the church, but there's more things like in life that this is like, and I wish somebody told me. Like, you're gonna have to make some bold decisions when you get older. You know what I mean? And every person, if you look at it, that made some bold decisions, got shot, got killed. You know what I mean? Y'all